For 60 millennia, the galaxy had thrived in peace. The Galactic Alliance, a council of countless civilizations, upheld harmony, ensuring coexistence and prosperity. Advanced species, some millions of years old, shared knowledge and resources, forging a unity that seemed eternal. Humanity, though late to the interstellar scene, had risen quickly, its ambition unmatched. The Alliance welcomed them, marveling at their ingenuity and adaptability. Among the governing powers stood the Galactic Empire, the largest and most influential faction. Their fleets patrolled the stars, their voice commanded respect, and their technological advancements were second to none. For centuries, they presented themselves as humanity's closest allies, offering guidance and resources to accelerate Earth's integration into the galactic fold. Trust was built on this foundation, trust that would soon crumble. Without warning, Earth's colonies in the outer systems were attacked. Orbital stations disintegrated in flashes of light, and cities on frontier worlds turned to ash. Survivors described sleek, Empire-marked warships descending without provocation, their weaponry obliterating everything in their path. Diplomatic envoys sent to the Empire were met with silence, their ships destroyed before they could reach their destination. The betrayal was absolute. The galaxy watched in horror as the Empire's motives became clear: humanity had become a threat. Rapid advancement and territorial expansion had made Earth a rival in trade, technology, and influence. To the Empire, this was intolerable. Striking first, they sought to cripple humanity before it could challenge their supremacy. On Earth, fear quickly turned to rage. The United Nations convened emergency sessions, while fleets mobilized, and military installations across the globe activated. Amidst the chaos, General Anderson, a veteran of Earth's conflicts, emerged as a voice of defiance. His words echoed in military command centers: "They thought we'd fold. They forgot who we are." Alien allies urged caution, pleading for humanity to seek peaceful resolutions. They spoke of the Empire's unmatched strength and their fleets that spanned entire sectors. But humans, stubborn and unyielding, chose a different path. This was no time for diplomacy. The betrayal demanded retribution. Orders went out to Earth's most elite forces. Among them, the U.S. Green Berets were activated, an ancient but legendary unit specializing in unconventional warfare. While the galaxy relied on overwhelming force and precise tactics, humanity's soldiers had always thrived on adaptability and audacity. The Berets represented the best of this philosophy. Across Earth and its remaining colonies, factories worked tirelessly, producing advanced weaponry. Scientists integrated alien technology salvaged from skirmishes, and military strategists studied every weakness in the Empire's tactics. Humanity was preparing not just to defend itself but to strike back. As the first Green Beret units began deploying in classified operations, the galaxy held its breath. The Empire had shattered the longest peace in recorded history, confident in its superiority. But it had underestimated the resilience and fury of humanity. Where others saw an inevitable defeat, humans saw an opportunity. They wouldn't just survive, they would win. The Green Berets were unlike anything the galaxy had ever encountered. For centuries, they had been humanity's finest warriors, experts in guerrilla warfare, survival, and adaptability. Now, in a galaxy where wars were fought with overwhelming fleets and surgical precision, these soldiers represented an entirely different kind of threat. They weren't bound by protocol or constrained by tradition. They thrived in chaos and knew how to exploit it. As the attacks on Earth's colonies continued, the Green Berets were called to a higher purpose. This wasn't just a mission, it was a fight for humanity's survival. Their training intensified. They studied alien languages, dissected Empire technology, and simulated combat against superior firepower. They didn't need the numbers the Empire boasted, they needed to think smarter, act faster, and strike harder. Every operation was built around one principle: asymmetry. Where the Empire relied on overwhelming might, the Berets focused on precision. Small strike teams were deployed to probe the Empire's defenses. They infiltrated alien facilities, observing their rigid, almost mechanical strategies. The Empire's soldiers were predictable, relying heavily on their advanced tech to dominate the battlefield. But when their systems failed or their plans unraveled, panic set in. It was a weakness humanity was all too eager to exploit. Preparation for these missions was meticulous. The Berets trained in zero-gravity combat, mastered alien energy weapons, and tested prototype equipment designed to disrupt the Empire's technology. They developed suits capable of cloaking them from alien sensors and tools to bypass the most advanced security systems. Nothing was left to chance. Their first mission was a silent infiltration of an Empire outpost on a distant moon. The base was vital for fueling the Empire's fleets, and its destruction would send a clear message. The Berets landed under the cover of darkness, moving undetected through dense terrain. Using drones and holographic decoys, they misled patrols and avoided detection. They didn't engage unless necessary. When they struck, it was with speed and precision, leaving no trace. Inside the outpost, the Berets planted EMP devices in critical systems. As they withdrew, the devices activated, plunging the base into chaos. Automated defenses shut down, and ships were left stranded without power. Before the Empire could react, the Green Berets were gone, leaving a crippled installation in their wake. Word of the attack spread quickly. The Empire dismissed it as an anomaly, a minor inconvenience. But within humanity, it was a rallying cry. For the first time, the invincible Empire had been struck where it hurt. This was only the beginning. The Green Berets became ghosts, operating in the shadows, dismantling the Empire piece by piece. They weren't fighting for glory or recognition, they were fighting for the survival of their species. Every mission was a reminder of humanity's tenacity and ingenuity. The Empire might have started this war, but humanity would finish it. The Empire, for all its technological superiority, struggled against an enemy it couldn't predict. Humanity didn't fight like other species. There were no grand fleets or massive armies to counter. Instead, the Green Berets turned the Empire's own strengths into weaknesses. They struck where the Empire was least prepared, unraveling their vast war machine one piece at a time. Fuel depots, supply lines, and communication hubs became prime targets. The Green Berets infiltrated planets deep within enemy territory, using stolen codes and forged identification to pass undetected. Once inside, they exploited the rigid hierarchy of the Empire's forces. Alien commanders were accustomed to complete control, relying on their systems to make decisions. When those systems were sabotaged, chaos ensued. Troops hesitated, unsure of how to act without orders. The Berets capitalized on this confusion. They planted misinformation in the Empire's networks, feeding false intelligence that led fleets astray or caused internal conflicts. Entire armadas were sent to defend decoy targets while the real objectives were systematically dismantled. Humanity didn't need to outnumber the Empire, they simply outmaneuvered them. Psychological warfare became a key strategy. The Green Berets left behind calling cards at every strike, human symbols, cryptic messages, and recordings of Earth's history. They wanted the Empire to know who was responsible and to fear what humanity could do. Alien soldiers began to speak of humans as something otherworldly, a force that defied logic and reason. The stories spread, sowing doubt and fear among the Empire's ranks. One of the most critical victories came when the Green Berets managed to hijack a flagship in the Empire's fleet. It was a daring operation involving months of preparation and flawless execution. They bypassed its defenses, overwhelmed the crew, and turned its own weapons against a nearby fleet. The destruction was devastating, but the psychological impact was even greater. The Empire's most advanced warship, a symbol of their dominance, had been taken and used by the very species they sought to destroy. As the Berets continued their campaign, they began to uncover deeper vulnerabilities within the Empire. The once unified front began to fracture. Lesser factions within the Empire, long suppressed by its leadership, saw an opportunity in humanity's defiance. Some began to rebel, inspired by the humans' audacity. The Green Berets didn't just fight battles, they ignited a chain reaction of resistance across the galaxy. For the Empire, this war was no longer about crushing a single species. It had become a battle for their very survival. Their resources were stretched thin, their fleets scattered, and their soldiers demoralized. Humanity had done what no other species had dared, it had turned the mightiest force in the galaxy into a faltering giant. Each victory brought humanity closer to the Empire's core worlds. The galaxy began to watch with bated breath, wondering if the impossible was within reach. For the Green Berets, there was no question. They had one mission, one purpose: to ensure that the Empire would never threaten humanity or anyone else again. The final assault was inevitable. The Empire, once sprawling and unstoppable, now clung to its last strongholds. Its fleets were battered, its resources dwindling. Humanity, through sheer determination and precision, had turned the tide of the war. What began as a desperate defense had become a relentless offensive, and now, the Green Berets prepared for their ultimate mission: the fall of the Empire's central command. Using intelligence gathered from countless operations, humanity pinpointed the location of the Empire's leadership, an impregnable fortress orbiting a massive gas giant. The station was a marvel of alien engineering, defended by advanced shields and an armada of automated warships. To most, it was unassailable. To the Green Berets, it was just another challenge. Infiltration was their specialty. Disguised as captured prisoners aboard a decoy transport, the Berets entered the station undetected. Their plan was bold: disable the station's shields, disrupt its command network, and leave it vulnerable to Earth's fleet waiting on the edge of the system. Every second counted. Inside, the Berets moved with precision, neutralizing threats silently and sabotaging key systems. The Empire's reliance on automation worked against them. Once critical nodes were compromised, chaos rippled through their defenses. Turrets fired on friendly ships, and internal security protocols locked entire sections of the station, isolating their own forces. The Green Berets turned the station's strengths into weaknesses, dismantling it from within. Meanwhile, Earth's fleet engaged the Empire's remaining ships in a fierce battle outside the gas giant's orbit. Though outnumbered, humanity's forces fought with the same ingenuity and determination that had carried them throughout the war. Advanced tactics and unpredictable maneuvers kept the Empire off balance, buying the Berets the time they needed. As the shields fell, the Berets launched their final strike. Explosives planted in critical areas detonated in unison, crippling the station's core systems. Fires raged, alarms blared, and panic spread among the Empire's leadership. For the first time in their history, they faced a force that couldn't be subdued, negotiated with, or intimidated. The station's collapse marked the end of the Empire's dominance. Its leadership either surrendered or fled, their fleets scattered and leaderless. Humanity had achieved the unthinkable. They had brought the galaxy's most powerful force to its knees. In the aftermath, Earth's leaders sent a message to the galaxy. It wasn't a declaration of conquest or vengeance but a promise. "We fought because we had no choice," the message began. "We won because we refused to give up. Peace is not a gift, it is a commitment. And humanity is committed to ensuring it is never broken again." The galaxy, once skeptical of humanity's place among the stars, now saw them in a new light. They were not conquerors but protectors, dangerous when provoked, yet capable of great restraint. For the Green Berets, there was no celebration. They faded back into the shadows, their mission complete. The war was over, but they knew peace required constant vigilance. Humanity had proved its worth, not through domination but through resilience and unity. The stars would never forget.